All right, I'll go ahead and call the roll call. Honorable Herman Daniels. Naatsis'aan chapter, Patricia Blackhorn.
Present.
Thank you. Darlene Pino.
Present.
Thank you. Ella J. Badani. Thank you. Russell Small Canyon. Moving on to Oljato. Willis Begay. Jean Holiday. Marietta Bedoni. Benedict Daniels. Moving on to Shonto Community Governance. Roland Small Canyon.
Present.
Thank you. Marsha Gray Eyes. Robert Black. Brittany Hunt. Thank you. Moving on to Ts'ah Kin. Geraldine Chi. Chancey Nodestein. Dillard Curley, I am present. And Henry Happy J. Begay. With that, Chair, I have 6.
Thank you. Thank you, Sanatani, Mr. Secretary. By looking at the people that are present, chapter officials and grazing committee that are present, so that that's 3 chapters present. If you go with the 2/3 vote, so this would be more than a 2/3 vote. We have chapter membership at 75%. So with that will constitute a quorum. Next item on the agenda, 3, invocation. I'll need a volunteer. شما نخاط صدر زني أشون.
Me or
Yeah.
What's her name?
God, we ask Julie, bless this meeting this morning, God, I pray that you would cover us by your blood, and I just know how your precious cross. Everything here that would be accomplished, Lord, bless our leaders, Lord, each and every one of them. I ask that you would be with them, Lord, and that you would give them the guidance that they need, Lord, to lead your people, Lord. God, I ask that you would bless each and every one that came and to be with us today again. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Shema, can you introduce yourself for the record?
Okay. My name is Alicia Holiday Delmar. My parents were John and Alice Delmar. And changed from everything because this is land that she changed so that's who I am.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the wonderful prayer, Shema. Moving down the agenda, item 4, review and adopt the agenda. I'll give the floor to Mr. Secretary. Not resolution, but agenda.
Okay, NOST Regional Council meeting Saturday, October 7, 2023 at 9 a.m. Daylight Savings Time, hosted by Naatsis'aan chapter. Meeting agenda, telecommunication is provided. Number 1, meeting call to order. Number 2 is roll call. Number 3 is invocation. Number 4 is review and adopt the agenda. Number 5 is approval of the last meeting minutes for April 1st, 2023 and July 1st, 2023. And then number 6 is the reports government leadership Mr. Dr. Brew Nygren, nomination president. Ms. Rochelle Montoya, nomination vice president. Ms. Christine Curley, 25th nomination council speaker. Mr. Herman Daniels Jr., nomination council delegate. Ms. Vern Benali, nomination district 1 supervisor. I'm sorry, Navajo County District 1 supervisor. Then Miss Judy B. Gay, which is the Coconino County District 4 supervisor. Miss Lena Fowler, Coconino County District 5 supervisor. Then Elsie Small Canyon, LDH, Mr. Herman Daniels. Number 7 is reports. NOST Regional Chapter President report. A is Patricia Blackhorn, that's on chapter. B, Willis B. Gay, Oljato Chapter President. And C, Roland Small Canyon. D is Geraldine Chi. Number 8 is presentation and presenters. Number 1 is the NOST Region ARPA Project Update, Division of Community Service Development. Number 2 is NOST Region Transportation Update, Department of Transportation. Number 3 is Navajo Mountain High School Update, Ryan Carlson. Number 9 is resolutions. Resolution number NOST 2023-280-001, approve and support the need of all nomination fairs to be wheelchair accessible and compliant with the accessibility standards as outlined in the Americans with Disabilities Act, and urge the Navajo Nation Fair Committees, the Navajo Fair, the Fair Host Chapters, and the Health, Education, and Human Services Committee of the 25th Nomination Council to pass a legislation to appropriate funds for these improvements, sponsored by Nicole Curley. Number 2 is to be determined. And then 10 is the next regional council meeting for FY24. Is Saturday, January 6, 2024, hosted by Oljato Chapter. Number 11 is the announcements. 12 is the adjournment. Mr. Chair, agenda has been read.
Thank you, Mr. Curley. Kado agenda hijail cut. Could you have this show? There's usually requests. Are there any
Blueberry or banana?
deletions, additions, or any questions or comments on the agenda?
Should we repeat the motion second?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I'll need a motion. Okay. Motion by President. And then Brittany. Okay. Now we can do the amendment, or we can amend or add or delete from the agenda. If there's any questions or comments, now's the time to say something. One, two, three. Then, Kodoi, with that, we'll put the motion to vote. Mr. Secretary, though, roll call vote.
Okay. Roll call vote. Mr. Herman Daniels, how do you vote? Patricia Blackhorn, how do you vote?
Green.
Thank you. Darlene Pino, how do you vote?
Support.
Thank you. Ella J. Badani, how do you vote? Thank you. Russell Small Canyon. Willis Begay. Jean Holiday. Marietta Bedoni. Benedict Daniels. Roland Small Canyon is chair. Marsha Gray Eyes. Robert Black. Brittany Hunt. Geraldine Chi. Chancey Notestein. Myself, I vote in favor. Happy JB Gay. With that, Chair, you have a total of 5 in favor. 0 opposed, 0 abstained. Chair not voting.
Here, staff, roll call vote, Dave Yagi. Moving on down to 5, number 5, approval last minute meeting minutes. I'll need a motion, hit avanza, the last meeting minutes.
They were posted
These were posted,
and emailed out.
email out, those, yeah, so, with that,
Motion, we've got, report.
okay,
The second,
okay. Motion by Shate, second by President Blackhorn.
For both.
Although,
For
any
April 1st.
questions or comments? Then let's put the motion to vote. Mr. Secretary, do the recall vote again, please.
Okay. For those in favor, raise your hand. 3, 4, 5. With that, Chair, I have a total of 5 in favor, 0 opposed, 0 abstained, with Chair not voting.
Thank you.
That was for April 1st, Steve. Or
Okay.
were we including all of them?
We can do the second one.
Oh, okay.
Moving on to B, July 1st, 2023, B minutes again. With, again, these were, the minutes was emailed out and posted. Need a motion?
I second.
Same again.
Okay.
Any questions or comments? Then, Mr. Secretary, do the roll call vote again.
All those in favor to approve July 1st, 2023 minutes, raise your hands. 2, 3, 4. I vote in favor. 5, 6. Mr. Chair, with that, total 6 in favor, 0 opposed, 0 abstained, with Chair not voting.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. That constitutes a vote. The motion carries. Okay, 6 in favor, 0 opposed, 0 abstention, Chair not voting. Number 6, reports. Government leadership. Clay says, please email written report to NOST Secretary, 10 minutes. Allotted for each one. A, Dr. Boo Nygren, Navajo Nation President. And I don't hear him or see him on the internet. So moving on down. B, Mrs. Rachel Montoya, Navajo Nation Vice President. You have the floor. Okay, there's no, she's not present, so moving on down to C. This is Crystalline Curley, 25th Navajo Nation Council Speaker. You have the floor. I hear none, so that scratches that off. Nana. Move down to D. Mr. Herman Daniels Jr., Navajo Nation Council. He sent us an email. He told us that he wasn't going to be present,
But he did send a report.
but he did send a report.
He's
Sure.
written.
maybe, Miss Elsie Smoke maybe she can share that, report when we get to her. So moving on down to E. Ms. Fern Benali, Navajo Nation District 1 Supervisor. You have the floor, Shema. Oh, she also declined
She
that.
declined.
Okay, that scratches that off again. Okay, moving on down to F. Mrs. Judy Begay, Coconino County District 4 Supervisor.
She didn't confirm or didn't.
Okay, she did not confirm or deny it, so scratch that off. G. Mrs. Lena Fowler, Coconino County District 5 Supervisor. Nisha Maya Hayana. We'll wait on her. Yeah, we'll wait on her. Mhm.
Mr. Chair, just let the record show that I did invite all the members that were stated that did not show. Neither of them confirmed, except Mr. Herman Daniels, who did, and Fern Benali, who stated that they will not be able to attend the meeting.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Secretary. Oh, Shemai, you have the floor. Mrs. Lena Fowler.
This one. Test.
Ja, echt waar.
Oh, yeah.
Diolch o wedyn na ni chi. A pobl se Lena Fowler gyn si. Bod y ti gyn siones y cabal da si sin. Ys y llanau da si. Da si che tra chi ni. Da si na laf da son sfyd hwnna ni gael. A hwnna bod a bana si fa kada. O hayu si je. Si je yn ti rigi. So anyway, the Claire Shehead was Shaho Agi, Deborah Lister, the AA District Director, Ekonde, with Naash no Kai meetings with Hakabit Ash. Ako the Coconino County.
Just like this one.
I couldn't turn it off. Naatsis'aan.
Yay.
Naatsis'aan. So, Coconino County, Michigan, events, what they should so either day. And I go, Thatcher and Dave Nishida, County Supervisor, General Hatana at Nefia. Dide, at Nessakat, the Lagana, Dojani, Create Neta. I don't get sense at in Coconino County, Howard Zoki, it's has time that he net or up at me Dave Nish. I can't hope he fetch it that day or say, do have a soup pie, do wallow pie, do Kaibat pie you, do San Juan Southern pie you. Ada hot up at me Dave Nish. Hot on his files and then city of Page the door. It's my district, Grand Canyon though. Grand Canyon, South Rim and North Rim. Would up and never Davis. As a result, Kane County, Utah, there are going to go bash, Mr. Connect though. Fredonia, Joey Aja, I see quite a go, Kate hats and even now. So, anyway, what's Argo, Nashish Indo, Adonle, in Arizona, there's 15 counties, Shlaata in there, the counties, the Navajo County, the Apache County, Arizona, Navajo Nation, so what's up in the I don't nationally though the state the state Arizona state yan his senator Teresa Hatrafi yisibas nashnish we meet frequently bin aje ya benel nishiki ya did the unemployment ban tahas j 2000 pandemic COVID na niheta ita Washington de peso ka ita they sent it out content it was for people that been yisi chote yisi yanle stage was doje peso na hinte don jil na shoko ade hachani ya biga in ni ada Washington de peso ki banana jot up nebaka de ye bahta elia ado nana sa to dide and that setiki dot odo hat oshi api itanat nashiki a conchi yanda banda haniki edo da hat khata self-employment business owners atia what they should deliver in Navajo or English. Navajo is good for everybody. So what they the 2000 last year October began people started Naatsis'aan ho in la beso belahan niliado ado I see it atata hosun benina go gatit the dikil ado under anhui ahibia dina tapetoni sa natin the meat belahko ohot abo na dikil tapetne belach slaata aljeniki belach sto nadi kles ado sto let hostote chiyan bahata delne edo ta eho wanda shikato wastoti donash nesho hanna de shli ado ti the ho wanda eya be shikato was at ishins ni edo kat ekoto hol adon kana alwata to ni. So unemployment benefits, they're federal unemployment, So these unemployment benefits were sent out a lot of our self-employed individuals. We really helped those that were selling their jewelry along the roads, the vendors, those, a lot of these food vendors too, and help them to apply. And they legally applied, they got their benefits. When everything was calmed down, they started getting these letters. So we are still, my office people started calling my office. I called Senator Teresa Hatrafi. What are you hearing? What Shito, I'm getting calls, Nina. Ado Tamo Halloran ita atiko. Oh, let's need later. Tom Senator Kelly office though. Oh, you a connect over 20,000 letters were set out in one shot. A connect dite Ts'ah egi na din the meal belach what the net not sausage atadia. Ako ebi in that letter ya aneniki do ya di de ko ash khaten la ado kone ado hije wind neta ado ko ado da di ko ashinan nishinte shashin aten o di khaten la ado ko je isko ako kone na ita na di kle. There's no justification. Other band that business, this giga up in business, Katin and that's about the business that they know. So what are not a week up because people are still getting letters. If you know anyone that has received this letter from the Arizona Department of Economic Security, with a letter saying that they owe money on their pandemic benefit, have them call us. Because we've been meeting with they have a new director with this new administration. So they're saying we're waiving all those, most of those benefits unless people really committed fraud. And so now a lot of people also hired attorneys, like $3,000 in his latra di tahe ya nte di hitra the $1,000 like $1,000 each in his la ya ado on top of that the IRS that reimbursement ade had peso hana liede state job in state. Ado some people thought that nishiki peso it's not hate oh it's not. So the state of Arizona now, what we're telling them is that stop garnishing people's checks. Return all those monies. So they said they're doing that. So what we have sent to them, they are returning those dollars that were garnished, taking their IRS reimbursements, except for attorney fees. They can't pay that. Legally, they said they cannot do that. So, but in the meantime, we're still getting phone calls because they sent out more letters. On Navajo Nation, there's a lot that are still pending. So if you hear anyone, hey da, they should peso, oh you nantlesh that no da tell them to call my office. So it's my office and Teresa Hatali Archibald. So we believe that it is so if there's enough people that we want to get on KTNN and tell people to call us so we can help them resolve those issues. Nana, the other thing that we're working on is these people that are, and it's actually starting to get resolved. People that were taken or were encouraged to go to these places where they were recovery homes. Adon lede enti si do hajo inahala hajo na chinati ta tapeta no yen shinti aho wana do hot au pahas ako hot nas da te hila o Ohio State of Arizona ate o peso chen de hilego akon hiten ne azaha khit adon shin taho sto if they're addicted to alcohol, drugs, yota atlagota, agita is lado di ishiet na kaigita yate yichalachin. So that was discovered. Teresa, she nan George was hito were getting the calls and he could in the meantime, coaching hito and hitchin hanel. Where it's at at yanle O the question ya anahui ahi biya do na has credo the question that this hard. So ende the on his bahasen ni hiten ne ende hajo sha kon okay hajishin ya do behosen da hat no ya Navajo police do FBI the sheriff's department all law enforcement aja ya na I seen this the first call was the people always call our office. Just call our office because we really work on these things. The unemployment, we're working with Department of Labor too from the federal government in the DC office. So, what up so the people that have been sent to recovery homes, though a lot of those recovery homes are being closed. There's several of them that are now have been they're in court now. So we're starting to resolve these, but if you hear of anything, have people just call our office. It really takes a long time to address these, but we're dedicated to making sure that these are resolved. So I've been working on broadband. Then telephone Zoom meeting telephone the Navajo Nation we really needed during the pandemic I started working with Starlink SpaceX Elon Musk staff you bet the question almost 500 Starlink schools across Navajo Nation, not just in Coconino County. We're hoping that we're able to do more. The money came from international donors, so we're hoping that we'll be able to do more on that. On Navajo, right now there's legislation before the RDC, the council RDC committee. Back in 2018, Navajo Nation, NTUA do Arcadian, yes, what they sign an agreement. Out on that for broadband, out on that 2020, RDC, a natural resource committee in the council, GIA, sa NTUA now had this Arcadian with Diego or Arcadian Nila Tita Igisita Atiniki Highway 89 down the way to 116 they Tipper City Junction down they Farmington a teeny do Kisana down they Page a teeny do I-40 a major roads at Asaha the Besha Tiki Asaha Shito no Navajo Nation Council the exclusivity no from Ida. This is Asaha Hey that do it at Neta Neti Qua Beso or York Washington that was that ya Nihi Coconino County there ya I ya Adini did Kisan de Phoenix that side Joyka Toya Kisan ya iti Kisan don le Utah ya iti don this or din do Utah that the yes done no watch it I don't know do Hojidotle, New Mexico, Farmington, Ade, A don't hito ole lano. Oh, we made an agreement. Oh, we go, or like, let's go study. We hired a company to study it. And they scout. Do peso hone not do le do ni. Flagstaff to Utah. At the time, it was $48 million. To this thing to be the meat so not so she. Do koche e yan le you Farmington je has hunting the to be the meat so. Ohone not do 68 million don't need. So with that, we say, okay, let's start doing permits. No permits. That you don't have authority over in Hidoni. Navajo Nation has this authority, the exclusivity in Hidoni. So, Ebenache Otahazia, though we lost all that money, and then, so, Ade Tiba City Regional, with our hospital, saying, how come you're not bringing fiber in from Flagstaff? We can't because Navajo Nation says, already make this agreement. So at RDC, in front of the RDC, there's Carl Slater introduced legislation saying that to take out that one word, exclusivity. He council delegates. Things and we're saying why? Because I organize and I facilitate the broadband initiative for Navajo Nation. We can't. There's a lot. The counties can't do anything. The state of Arizona is going to do fiber from Flagstaff to New Mexico. 30 miles of the road, they're gonna skip over it and then continue because Navajo Nation owns that road. Utah over here can't come in because Arcadian is there. So state sigi o kojohotza. Here, the broadband. That's what people are asking for. Our schools, education, the adult hospital, Tiba City Regional. We can do more if we had fiber, but they can't because of this lack of broadband. If they pass this legislation and the council passed it, it will open it up to like Coconino County to put in that fiber. So we have a conference in October 16th and 17th, and in that conference, it's in Farmington. I think you got a handout on it. It's in Farmington, 16th and 17th. Within the 2 days, Navajo Nation doesn't have a plan. We don't have where are all the fibers. So I encourage every chapter to be there, chapter managers, because at the end of the 2 days, we're gonna have a document and say that this is where fiber is on Navajo. We have all the chapters that are gonna break up into 5 agencies, and they're going to talk about what's available in their chapter. The providers are going to come. They're going to talk about where they're at, and then the right-of-way people are going to come. Mike Kalona and all these other might be on the line. Talk to him. So we want to have a document at the end and say, here you go, Navajo Nation. This is what you have on Navajo. So that's what we're working on. We need this fiber. We're not getting the money that we need. The states have their plans, the counties have their plans. Navajo doesn't have there's partial idea of where things are at. So that's what I want to just present. And of course, we're always doing a lot more. I don't know how much time I have. I'm taking up a lot of time already. there is a lot happening. We're doing trails. I was just I just met with Department of Energy. NGS shut down and Peabody shut down. I'm telling the federal government, you have a responsibility to us. Help us to with economic development. I know Shonto and there's a lot going on, but you need money. And I'm asking the governor for $60 million just to our region because there wasn't any help that came in. So we're still advocating. We're trying to clean up the Tuba City, those old buildings in Tuba City, working with the White House on that. We've been really working on that. Save the buildings or else demolish them. So that way we can wake up Tuba City and start some development there. So there is a lot going on. It takes a lot of travel. But it's really good. I'm really happy to have Deborah with me because she just really does a lot of writing, a lot of meetings too. We split up and we get back together. So I just want to report that to you. I'm happy to ask any questions that you may have. Thank you. I mean, answer, not ask.
Yeah, that's my reporting live. I mean, we don't have any presenters. I guess.
I can tell you more.
Yeah, with that, yeah, we didn't. I don't know if you mentioned this before, but I didn't know about the exclusivity. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, that explains everything. Like for Shonto. These fiber optics, it seems like they don't happen. I mean, even that we don't know at the chapter level. Those kind of information are not shared. So Madam Vice President?
I know that you have a meeting in Farmington. Is it this coming week? Is that some information that will be relayed there?
So in the meeting in Farmington, Deb, did we pass out the flyers?
Yeah, the flyer.
You have a flyer. It's on October 16th and 17th. Please come. So the Navajo business, I was working, before the pandemic, I was working with Navajo women entrepreneurs, yeah. Most of them want to come home. My parents, they're getting elderly. Business, and Nile Phoenix, those ayod and Hadashin Tapagan Kislandeta. Beninanigi Eya. Di Tilo, Tilo, and in Nico, a jeton, they are business for ya, Adle Haniko, a conne Ebenagodo, Denobena, Hotene, Dan Hiran Jotane. They owe you Naito, Nehne, do Babi Gata. So into the city office, yeah, and he officed it right up to last year. I know what happened, he officed all. Then internet. So that ne kaibetod only Flagstaff. So Flagstaff such a course ne the internet. No what joke I thought they none this year. Contract the sun. What they teen for none teen for up sad none that don't teen for not here. Ni Tuba office, we couldn't do that. Akona so kisano which ne. I don't like Tuba office, the area the Starlink that is since we're working with Starlink, yeah. And that in Jonago is what. They are Tuba, the non-he office. Page Public School, Page Public School bus, Starlink, Bakata seat. And there's a Starlink on top of Page bus so they can do their homework on the so homework. Nana flags that Jodo was jo Navajo jo buses Nana Loki starting the car that seat. Seeing the action that they needed. Though business people, they need this. And I encourage all business people, schools, anybody to tell RDC to approve this legislation that Carl Slater has, because we're doing without, we're on peso. This is the only time we have a deadline. This is the only time federal dollars is gonna come. So yes, October 16th, 17th, that exclusivity, AA Council, RDC, Nana broadband meeting, Niki 16th and 17th. And we want to put a report that the council wants, and that we can give it to the president and the broadband office. All the challenges that people have because of no broadband. And then, where is broadband? Like right here, Navajo Mountain, where do you get your broadband? Right away, then, those are things. And then once we figure out like where the broadband fiber can go, then there's spots where we can work with Starlink. And we can put those in those places, because Starlink is at a point now that they can help communities. Ukraine, when that war first started, Starlink went over there because their communications went out. Starlink, we stopped putting out, working with the students and distributing Starlink, because most of the Starlink, that community, for that military communication. Now they're back over here, but their priority, and I believe it still is Navajo Nation, because of our meetings with them. I just happened to meet with this young lady, and I was on a plane, and I was at a meeting, and I got on the plane. We started talking. That's Starlink, I'm with SpaceX, no. Oh, you have to come to Navajo, Navajo Nation, come out here. That's how everything started out here, with just that one contact.
Wow.
So any other questions?
Yeah,
Oh, the conference is free.
okay.
Lodging, driving.
Yeah, that conference kind of fell right in place on here, budget,
Oh,
So most chapters, especially they're trying to do something with the travel. But right now, it's kind of on hold.
I have another question. Is there one that's going to be on this side again?
no, we're trying to do it all at one time.
Oh, okay, all over there?
Oh,
Okay.
It's hard.
We're doing 110 chapters. Akoko, on Navajo. We want to have it on Navajo, but it's really hard for a big conference room and also internet. And then at the San Juan College, you can have it here down here. No, so there's big rooms and all of that. So if you can send staff that know where your fiber is, your internet, if you have it, if you don't, and right of ways, who's requesting what, that's when it's gonna happen. So we've been working with Navajo Nation, and Arvin Mitchell is asking, he said he would ask all the chapter managers to head that way, to be there for it. So because they really need the report.
Yeah. That, on the other note, did it, on the other, like, I recently went down to, down to Camp Verde to pick up one of my relatives. So on the way down, then there was hardly any break in like cell service, yeah, on I-17. But once you get on the reservation on there, there's a lot of bad signal areas. I mean, right here, I'm getting good signal. But once you go back to Shonto area, it seems like there's certain areas there. At one time, ARPAD, Ohio, then it seemed like it was a priority. But now, Creta, it's kind of like pushing the back seat as I'm sitting.
And so the reason why we get good signal right here, yeah, the towers are right here. Nle kisanda na sabo ya. When you look, Kochiko, Mount Eldon, Osama, towers nas. When there was that big fire, Yoko Hoto Kasa. As a nine, there was a baby nabo, Intahasle, Beninaniki, a deep anko. Those towers, if it was to burn up, we would have no service out here. Tuba City Regional would not even have any service, our hospital. We depend on those towers, Kochiko. Because we don't have fiber, we're on a microwave system. That's why. So E-rate, no, we have E-rate at the chapter houses. A lot of places, there's just hardly anything. It's because we need that middle mile. That's what we need. Tower, the Shao Tower, 100 and something towers during the pandemic. Those towers, they get weak because you don't have your middle mile. So that's what we need out here, We need that. So if with that exclusivity clause, that word, it's just keeping us, it's not gonna allow us. We tried from Coconino County to meet with them, and they said, okay, buy dark fiber from us. Fiber, the nepa out of the nepa. And we're saying, no, we want to do it as on the nepa. So anyway, it's just really complicated. So so that's why we're on a microwave system. Line of sight, like Tuba City, this Chauvin. I have Starlink because I'm not in the line of sight.
I have another question, or a comment actually. My comment is that even though we have NTUA broadband, it doesn't work too well. It goes in and out into the city, also and where I live, our coverage is sporadic. I have Verizon on my phone, so sometimes I get a good signal, but I can't depend on it for, let's say I have a Zoom meeting or a Google Meet meeting. It'll have like a very good signal and all of a sudden just drops to nothing.
Yeah.
So, it's not reliable.
It's because we don't have that middle mile. We need that. Like Tuba City, we had that Tuba City network, the broadband network meeting, and we were able to get the fiber across Pasture Canyon. Hopi finally said, yes, but it's not enough, So we need we need the major trunk lines, and we don't have that. We need them on our highways. It should be open. I'm telling Navajo transportation, every time you move dirt, you should be putting fiber in there. That way it's fiber everywhere. Yeah.
That's what NTUA should do. Over at APS, that's the #1 standard now. Over if we're developing an area. I can do it. So like if we're doing a project and if we're going to be putting in new electrical lines, fiber has to be put in there in place just in case, because you don't know.
Come to October meeting and tell them that, they'll be there as service providers, so.
That's the plan. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Ts'ah the resolution number 2 can add on. Yeah, that's a no.
That would be
Yeah,
good. We need it. We're not gonna get it. Like Change Labs, all these new little businesses, it's just, they move off.
Yeah, so if we can do a supporting resolution at the local chapters, I don't, because as with Adobe, that we can do that.
Next meeting is October 12th,
Okay.
RDC.
We,
I have a question.
we can do
What are those, the lines that they're putting in along the road? Those lines, I thought they were fibers. They put them up in the air. What are those fibers? I thought they were fibers.
I think Cellular One has a project right there that was already in place.
That Michiel das Shonto what lay across the canyon hook outside the road. Power line, but it's fiber optics. No, was mentioned does it only hook that has that. So if you want to get connected,
You need to
it
bring
costs
that on the 16, 17.
4,000 or something like that just to get it to your house. I don't know. So I don't know if it's a live line, a frontier though NTUA basically. So the oil, but then oil bets not state not the needs but he knows that chan togi hogan sabisha hate.
So broadband, there's different parts. Long haul, the Arcadians, they're long haul. Ainley, Salt Lake, Dawn Lake, Phoenix, at on Tiga, Tinko iti, Erota, Ne Zagon Dasti. Ado middle mile, Yati, the Kisanado, like Phoenix, do Flagstaff, iti. Ado do Flagstaff, don't lay page iti, do the shiny. Young quiet, nabbit, tato tihiki penny, uncle. Ado, last mile, deshna. Last mile, yaho one yahatasti. So we're still, I thought, saho, I thought, nasa deka, I thought the nebas yahate. Nihe atin de quade. Middle mile at the they hit that no. So last mile, that last mile, it's really important the Navajo. So hopefully we'll get there before this money dries up.
Any other questions?
There's a behind broadband, fiber optic, Starlink. Although the ARPA, the base of the Basavage is a hadista. aros before ARPA cares chita dist anata aros lo sapa chita issues. Ako the Kigoshi different group like here on the Utah area, Utah health system, Navajo Youth Health System, Shayabia. Ade sto sa the eben na sto ade sa the hada the yes no the clinic to the high school or school jita. Ako to yes ya ek kushin na khayata. Ako to hayes from the state, different state or I don't know nation that Taku. After ako Aren Nahado, Teto didn't Nahaha the Tomi, so did Nahata the the area where the eye sepe Haitzi, Kiki Aya, Halet Ego na Ilie dollars. This is like a regular monthly expense story. Ada khayla bechina Ilie just starting, is just starting. NTA is just NTA. The Kugoshi is a fiber broadband. Hashan Sahashi company that Asia Ashanda Ilinigo. So what these huge companies Ashanda Ilinigo. Hashay I is which in Iliedo. Ado Hanela. So there's that. The homeowner's responsibility to cover their own costs, their own expense. There's a lot of cost involved in it to do that. I think that's another teaching or education that needs to be really just brought forward. There's an area where you have to be facing your own monthly expense. Presentation and then Banahan na shikat and sorry.
Oh, and what case Choice Wireless, I think that rate is going up. So I have Choice Wireless and also have Starlink. So that because the other one is like up and down. So I need what out but the FCC right now, Washington, they're on tribal land. And if you have a internet and you are paying internet bill, then they'll there's a discount of 75% kota. So apply for that. And I believe this month Starlink is now eligible for that too. So yes, TV alone they gotta pay for it. I'll be winter is coming up, yeah. Gas, propane last year was as nashka. Oh, chomo inlingo so don't stop at your in. So especially the clay, but you gotta really look at them when you buy them. I think.
Are there any other questions? Or people online, no questions? Then a here's mother reporting that.
I have a wedding to go to.
Okay. Congratulations.
Not my wedding.
So if I can be excused, Deb and I, from the meeting, because we have a wedding in Flagstaff to get to, so it's not my wedding, it's a friend. Thank you. Yeah, I see. Don't you know that? There's no yeah, go that. Do ani didn't hidden they what our bande. You know, we get elected in the name of the people. It's not in the name of us. It's in the name of our people. Our people, our constituents, whether in our case, it's all and anyone that lives in the district and even that goes across Navajo Nation. So really work hard on it. So thank you for your service. I know you guys work just as hard as we do. So thank you.
Thank you. Here, Shema. Be safe on the road to the wedding.
To your wedding.
To your wedding. Off the record. Okay, back to reports. HGen. LC Small Cannon, LDA to Mr. Herman Daniels Jr., Navajo Nation Council. Shadeji, you have the floor. LC. This is for the portable mic. There's Elsie, are you online? You have the floor. No. Okay, that's two might be. Okay, if Elsie's not online or if you can't hear us, we'll move on to number 7. Reports, N.O.S.T Regional Chapter President. Okay, 10 minutes. Patricia Blackhorn, Naatsis'aan Chapter President. You have 4.
Yat Ebenishik Ego, Hedet Kasotani, a Larson died or Kelson died or not so on it, a hand edition. Aro Shay of Patricia Blackhorn, yet Shamado Shay at David Bessie industry. Topan short what it is, but short as a fan dashman, though she dashiche, on the sun and she. Aro Kodoya, Naatsis'aan doya, a large insecta. Aro Shikyan iya, Darlene Pino, Aro Shikyan iya, Ella J. Bedoni, the Secretary Treasurer. What's Oljato and non-Hiddesh. Aro Kojet Deshnish, the Quishik at 3 years is late. Don't let Kojet November Jen. Aro she 1 more year at the Hamil Zit on this Alla Apohos Ato or you at the Pohosh Ado Kujit Ts'ah I retired from the military after 23 years on the 18th of, the 1st of October 2018 I died. Salam na Katsalaj Aljana Nishmira Sathi. Arok I Kujinashish. My reports today are, that's my introduction, then my reports. The Navajo Nation Council fall session is going to start on the 16th to the 20th. The Navajo tribal leaders, they're going to have their session, their meeting on the 19th and the 20th. Ishin name on Azuma Creek to the last meeting at early got close out with the the new director for the community development is going to be Sarah Slim. With Urban Mitchell, that's from the end. Put the Satan, it's a scout, Sarah Slim, the Naatsis'aan ARPA. Those proposals are forwarded to DOJ, to the Office of the Legislation Council Office, and the legislation will be directed, and under draft, Aroshinda is going to be going directly to the NABI. Aroshin, Herman Daniel is going to be notified, and he's going to notify all of us. Just on proposal, the ARPA proposal. The question, there was like addition to the warehouse, and there was bathroom addition, there was power line, and then the continuation of the power line, the water line, and the wiring and plumbing and the solar station. Proposals now. I just looked at it, and that Herman was told that I didn't approve the proposal, and he told me that he forwarded the proposals. The next Naatsis'aan planning meeting is going to be the 16th of October at 10 a.m. The regular meeting is going to be the 2nd of October 2023 at 10 a.m. We're in a fall session, and then we're going to be going into the winter session. Make sure you carry a lot of blankets, water, food, matches, and make sure you guys are prepared and drink a lot of water. Just being in a fall session, the winter session doesn't mean you can't drink water. You have to drink a lot of water. And also carry like the emergency, like the cones if you break down, and that way people can see you when they're coming like behind you. And then you can have emergency stuff with you, like Jack and all that stuff. And the COVID is still around, so and like she hasn't lived get that body, the Mrs. Hunt, and you guys can use your mask even though if it's not mass validation.
President Lightborn, any questions or comments on President Lightborn's report? I don't hear any. Thank you. And on next on the agenda, Mr. Willis Begay, Oljato Chapter President. You have the floor, sir. I don't hear him, or although he's not in the audience, so moving on down to C, ish. Shia Kadosha report. Shia Rolling Smoke and Hunshia. Motat and Kachi in Shonshin Bashin. Is funny that she don't have my head as another. My wife and I don't know your grandkids, we work with cattle ranchers. We usually harvest our cattle around this time, but with our late rain, we can't sell anything now. So later on in the season, she ain't having that all day. So with that, kudo irtse besendashin shi kudo NOST regional council official besendashin shi care edition. And thank you for your organizing this meeting. Although Corona chapter, here, Shadrik, Ella, and President Blackhorn, Ochelo. Yosa kind of has Chinchian Leisure, cook down Nete. Although Kudo Shonto is under a report of what's in over Hadeshna. But has changing the Highway 160 and Kudo State Route 98. We have our business site. Shonto Hotel. September 19th, they're not tour Delia. And on the outside, the exterior, the gate is pretty much complete, but stucco, they not at all inside the lumber and that's. So there's still quite a bit of work to do. Plumbing, so all the plumbings and electrical, the wire they left, though there's still some framing left. I don't care, drywall now, I don't need them. So their projection is March out open those needs don't me. Hold back the those needs in there due to Naatsis'aan can even not the N.O.S.T. Subject. I don't want to give a date. It might change. So even on March, if I say March at 3 p.m., then that'll be real specific. I call it could tour the Oljato. Benali Woodruff will get the main contractor. Quite indulgent. Estimate Joe down again, Joseph, he's reporting every week. Although, at the meeting, tour the Liana Division of Economic Development, or abandoned mining, AML, classically into to a city that regional. RBDO, the other members, the other Wyndham. When the hotel opens, Lakita Wyndham, Google that, just Wyndham, Kata in Arizona. So there'll be 80 operators, but our this thing's changing now. Shonto Economic Development, and they're currently, it's on their table and they're talking about how the business is going to run. So, I don't Medallion Hospitality, Mr. Mike Carnell, I don't know if you Shonto Economic Development Committee, si aji gilsalne do beso na raji lashandati. So hailbana altation and some judges as well. So that's what's going on. Adonana Shonto is agi. The biggest concern is Adonai he called the a team. Question so that mainly Leho Hanoda is team. Ede Shano Khalid Alasha team ben don the shine. Thank you so much in the Hadlen. But I'm not essentially the officials on the أجو كاسو تنخ خطاه غادو بس أيه هذا نفسه تيجون تيجي كسرنا هذا ألو كريت شجدو لبس كاجا هذا شجير خالا تلجن خانا كي هذا نو لا يبس كي so it could the leadership meeting man kind of chapter manager يهودنا إدي chapter ده such a cold khan, not get this the Farmington area. What's the name called? Mine.
Navajo mine.
Navajo mine. That car late not the so it could all never I better rephrase it. So car could all hadot nebi tidon le Navajo mine rato edibikeho arba sejin bat kesedasne. So na kiridashin balora dasne. Bandal ero da isat asha thoden khan nadike ani ke hod zalo hotenna so isnaditja. Probably within like less than 2 hours as it so so kitchen so it had the UK it just called the Shonto in the chapter Chishbanal sausage band honey. I don't know the Kwedan Nido Nashtu so ko dojoji da ni ho tspa ho da halongi ede kweda klinta is skin a hohum betsinj na halon alo tlizota is skin alo a ranger betoshin alo aden ogo conservation officers game warden Aren Khaniano is Khana she came in Yek Trago. Ko Elechan is they had da JD. Alula ko Pina that is Nelo Zarot Nike in Jedo Choste. The Nashtu the 150 pounds legend. Male cat no. Ko ajut out the Hogan has the Kuigashi. Just like Neda Bekashi that is either Bekashi Yaja, or that patient is they saw that. So the Nedo the Bekashi Khan they Ido Yata Hanzanda. What are she they saw that? Ko ajit Shonto English Little Mount area ajit although the area waterline projects halo OEH to the city there are in Dadnish or Khashinza not the show update in Dangil Edo Atobislanani letter quite Kro Naatsis'aan chapter Gido Ts'ah and Ts'ah classic claim object Todo Arsan has the water line projects in NOST. Suddenly, Shonto told only this argument. Aje hot in Daznish. Ko beso I bahalo don't ni. Ado in those Nishigi and the Bahint. Ko aje hot et tona rev has I. Ado na the bathroom additions at Ninigi. They any agenda Nishi Neka. Yes, has now only the bedroom additions. Asking that you fiberglass no hello. That you septic system no hello. That's only the co. The Navajo Nation, Ado Zoya, Yadas Kyo. This is Hovanon that don't mean a code. Klaushin and Nahot, it was either clean out, Inigi, Shonto, Shikistahon, Ajibanan, Shis, this septic system clean out. All that, they should all you doesn't that jet of this. I don't Nahot, get sewer lagoon. The dump that in all this, deep on that concert. Bathroom additions, Naatsis'aan get like neat and loadish. Harder, the dump site of this. Michelle Yashan Tojing was Aje, the nearest one, unloaded in the page. A Koyo is the Honzago Gate. Maybe Naatsis'aan quite chapter has Ashin. Maybe Tahra Banast Oshin that are big of those. You say, stop up in the shop. Kashin did in the Neka. A hotel Ajay over Bangladesh and some of those, but I did a bedroom additions again. I don't care that Shamadlina Fowler had reported land out before she did it. Chapter funds again. In the chapter administration, he meeting date move up that is next. Don't know. So right now, I think we're going to move it back a whole week. Doesn't move back. There's nothing best. So budget season now. What I need to report is that I did bring a report to send this stuff. That's my report. Any questions or comments? Then, moving down to D, Geraldine Cheats, I became chapter president. Groshta Bansha.
Good morning or good afternoon. I guess I have the honor and privilege to read the report of the Ts'ah chapter president, who was not able to attend today. So, good morning, good afternoon. Yeah, my name is Dellar Curley. Yeah, the net catching. Shonto, this is the Pasha's chin. The stage kappa had a shade. Oh, Hanagani, that's another tie and then Shlet. Shay, I am from Ts'ah. I am the secretary treasurer for Ts'ah. I'm also the NOST secretary here. So, go ahead and read the report of the chapter president. Greetings to the NOST Regional Council President Roland, Small Canyon Vice President Darlene Pino, Secretary Dellar Curley, and council members. I hope that all is well and that you are continuing doing your best in serving your communities. In these uncertain times, we must put forth great effort to advocate for the needs and wants of our communities so that we can offer a better environment through economic stability toward our ever-growing communities and livelihood. Since the last meeting in July, we have been busy with some projects, budgets, and the end of the fiscal year paperwork. It is always a hectic time when preparing for budgets for the new fiscal year and carryovers of the fiscal year ending. We made sure all I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. On top of that, the 2.4 million funds were given to Honorable Council Delegate Herman Daniels. The projects that we had proposed for our chapter was signed by the Navajo Nation President, Lou Nygren. With his proposal signed, we have begun the process of hiring the positions for the projects to come. As you all know now, our chapter manager, Earl Sombrero, has moved on to work at the Gray Hills Academy High School as the Navajo language and culture teacher. We are very proud of him and wished him well onto his new chapter in life. Now we have Vernon Willie as our chapter manager, and he was our administrative assistant under Earl Sombrero's leadership. Our new administrative assistant is Marco Shepard, and he is the office assistant under Sombrero's leadership. For our office assistant position, we did interviews for the position and will be soon hiring a person for that position. Also, we interviewed the ARPA project supervisor labor positions. We will be hiring and starting those projects as soon as possible. Right before Mr. Sombrero moved on to his position, we were given the final audit report from the Auditor General Office. We were cited with 9 issues to correct it and come up with a corrective action plan. Fortunately, we were given information about these issues by the Auditor General's office. We came up with the corrective action plan and have corrected them to assure accountability and maintain accuracy of our financial reporting. We received good news about the purchase of our dump truck and trailer that was requested from the Ts'ah funds, and we were informed that they are ready for pickup. We were given pictures of the truck trailer. I must say it is very impressive. As of now, we are completing paperwork, obtaining insurance and registration for the vehicle and trailer so that we can take possession of these properties. Now that things have sort of settled down, we are planning to move forward with some of the projects that we have put on the back burner for a while, such as the Commerce building at Crossroads, economic development, transfer station, completing the road addressing, improving internet connectivity at all the homes in the community, and other projects that are still in the works. I know that we have a good team together to move forward in planning and making sure our community is thriving while providing opportunities for a better tomorrow. Thank you very much for your time and attention. You all have a wonderful weekend and month. Happy New Year. That's the end of the report.
Thank you, Shita, for reading the President's report. Any questions or comments? I hear none. Let's move down to number 8, presentations. Presenters, please email written report to NOST Secretary 10 minutes each. 1A NOST Region ARPA Project Update, Division of Community Development. Any representative from DCD, excuse me.
Or the ARPA team.
For the ARPA team.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Lisa Jim. I'm with the Fiscal Recovery Fund Office.
Okay, you have the floor, ma'am.
Oh, yeah, Shay Lisa Jim and she said sitting on Janine Salon, Bush's chin, my days getting that's a chay, sitting at Janeda Chanel. Shay, I using that they lit it that Nasha on a and Schneedo. I'm with the Fiscal Recovery Fund Office. I'm the Deputy Director. We work with DCD on all these projects, and we have worked with Delegate Daniels on his projects as well. I have a report, but I don't know who to send it to.
If you want, you can share your screen. The screen share is available.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise,
Yes,
I
I
can.
can share my screen.
Okay.
I can share my screen and then I can email it to you all afterwards, okay? Just a couple of things. We've been updating community development because Mr. Castillo is no longer the division director, so we're working with Mr. Art Mitchell as a new division director as of Monday. And then for the Navajo Hopi Land Commission, is no longer Mr. Raymond Max. We are working with Ms. Sarah Slim at the Navajo Hopi Land Commission. Let me see if I can get my screen share to work here.
I also
Okay.
provided you with my email address, so if you could please send that information to that email address so I can go ahead and send it to the council leadership.
Okay, let me see if I can, okay. I have here on the screen, whoops, are the projects for Delegate Daniels. Can you all see that?
No.
Okay, hold on, let me see if I can do it again. Try it again. So let me try this again. Okay. And now I did this screen. Oh, it's loading. Okay, so yeah, we've been working with Delegate Daniels, like I was saying. He has, whoops, he has a couple of projects that have been approved already. Shonto Hotel was already approved in April 23. Inscription House Warehouse, Inscription House Home Renovation, and Inscription House House Ryan was also approved July of 23. Oljato Bathroom Additions was approved in August. Oljato Motor Grader was also approved in August. Oljato 550 Truck and Gooseneck Trailer was also approved in I think I lost you all somewhere. Hello?
Lisa, you still there? Nope, we got you.
Yeah. Okay, the internet going on and off. I don't know if it's your side or my side. And I'm doing screen. I did the screen share. Can you see it now?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet. Shashi, let me try this again. Non-chat.
It's coming up.
It says loading, but then it's when it kicks me off. So,
There you go.
aha.
Here it is.
Okay. Now let me start over. Okay, the Shonto Hotel was approved April 23. Inscription House Warehouse, Inscription House Home Renovation, Inscription House House Wiring was approved July 23. Oljato Bathroom Additions, Oljato Motor Grader, Oljato 550 Truck and Gooseneck Trailer was approved in August of 23. Oljato Warehouse for 1.2 million. That's ready for legislation, and we gave Delegate Daniels a copy of it so he can drop legislation on this. We still need additional information on Navajo Mountain Chapter Warehouse project. We sent Navajo Mountain Solar House Line project and Navajo Mountain Water Line. Oh, that's still at our office for review. Those, we're still reviewing them. There's still a couple of questions. We're going back and forth with the chapter on those. Navajo Mountain Backhoe. We emailed the chapter on 10/3. Navajo Mountain chapter bathroom additions. We emailed the chapter back on 10/3. We email the chapter, so it'll be at Navajo Mountain at navajochapters.org. That's the email that we use, and anybody listed on Appendix A. Oljato bathroom additions, the amount was decreased to 420,000, and I think you have, I should say 400,000 or 4 million. Navajo Mountain water line, you have it for 1.6. Delegate Daniels did come by our office on September 28th around noon, and he told us he still wants to pursue this project. So Navajo Mountain water line for 1.6 is still under review. Navajo Mountain house wiring and electric under Delegate Daniels, he still wants to pursue that. So he told us to get that ready for review. Navajo Mountain bathroom additions, 1.3 million. Delegate Daniels still wants to pursue. For those 3 Navajo Mountain projects in blue, we were told the chapter did not want to pursue it, but after speaking with Delegate Daniels, he said, yes, he wants to pursue it. So since he has precedence, we are going to go ahead and process those for review and getting those ready to get to DOJ for eligibility determination. Are there any questions on this?
Say determination or termination?
Did you say determination or termination?
Determination.
Okay.
Okay,
Questions?
and then yes, these projects proposals from the chapter come to the Fiscal Recovery Fund office. We review them. Any to see if the budget's correct, to see if all the documents are there, your Appendix A, your budget forms, your Appendix J, which is your budget project schedule. We make sure everything's there, and any additional documents you need, like quotes or whatever, we make sure those are all there before we submit it to DOJ, because you only have 2 chances at DOJ. When we get all those together, we email that to DOJ, then DOJ will either tell us if there's something missing, there's something lacking, whatever there is, and then we get that back and we work with the chapter on those. If they're good, then DOJ will initial the 2-page determination eligibility, whether it's eligible or whether it's ineligible. And there's also a box for additional information.
Ms. Jim?
This is additional information. Yes, go ahead.
Madam Vice President, Naatsis'aan, she has a question.
Okay.
Good afternoon. Although the Navajo Mountain listing projects Mr. Daniels he wants to push I think it says 3, I believe you mentioned 3, work on it, is what you mentioned, that's how I understood it. Although, regarding the email that was sent to us through the chapter, or the one that you sent to the chapter, Appendix A, it's incomplete, but those are different projects. So okay, Haila you said the project listing. So the ones that's going to be that you feel that's going to be moving forward, and that Mr. Daniel says, okay, these are the 3. We're pushing
Okay. So Navajo Mountain Agi, Ashklak Papakat. You have Navajo Mountain Chapter House project for 1.2 million. If you see it right there, right below Oljato warehouse. I'm sorry, they're not numbered, so I can't say 1, 2, 3, 4. But if you see Navajo chapter project, I believe the chapter had redid it and resubmitted this for corrections, but we still needed some other corrections done. Now, if you look at Navajo Mountain Solar House Wiring Project for 580,000, that one, we did send that one to DOJ on 9/28 per Delegate Daniels' request. It wasn't at DOJ when he came in because we were told that the chapter did not want to pursue this project. Delegate Daniels came in and said, yes, I do want to pursue this project, so we submitted it to DOJ. The same thing goes for Navajo Mountain Water Line, 1,629,000. That one was at our office. We were told from the chapter that they did not want to pursue this project. Delegate Daniel says, yes, I do want to pursue it. Submit it to DOJ. We submitted that to DOJ on 9/28. Navajo Mountain Backhoe, that one is okay. That one's for 206,316. And that one, we emailed the chapter on October 3rd, which was Tuesday, because we need additional information. Navajo Mountain chapter bathroom additions, 580,000. That one too, the chapter, because there was additional information requested. We send these back to the chapter emails, again, Navajo Mountain at navajochapters.org, and anybody listed on Appendix A. So again, if Navajo Mountain would like to meet with us, we can meet with you and sit down and go through all these projects. So your Navajo, so if you look at the blue line, Navajo Mountain Water Line, per Delegate Daniels, he wants to pursue it, 1.6 million. That's the one above right there. And this is a FRF for review. Navajo Mountain House Line Electric down there in blue, 580,000. Again, if you look on top, it's there. It's for review. And Navajo Mountain bathroom additions. The total here is for 1.3 million. If you look on top, it's for 580,000. So we're asking for the correct amount they want to pursue.
Ms. Jim, we have a question from Madam Vice President from Shonto. One question. Yes. This document you're showing us, this Excel spreadsheet, can you share that with us?
Yes, I can email it after we're done here.
Thank you. Here's Madam Vice President.
Hello, this is the report is only on the 8.8 million, right, for the ones that the delegate received or supposed to expend. Do you have any information on the other backup projects? Look at this.
You are correct. This is the only the 8.8 chapter delegate region amount, because that's only what Fiscal Recovery Office works with. The other amounts you have to call DCD because they do the bathroom additions, water line, and power lines. They're working on those ones. That you have to work with DCD on. The other allocations.
Which we invited.
Thank you.
I guess I have a question, Chair.
Okay. You have the floor, Ts'ah.
I guess my question for Ts'ah Kin or Inscription House is about how soon is the funding allocation going to be distributed to the chapter house? So that way we can start the process in getting these projects underway.
Right now, all the projects are still at OMB and OOC for business units. Even the ones back from the summer session in July, they're going to take about 3 months, which you're at now. So maybe at the end of October, you should have your business units. Right now, there's no business units for all the ones from the summer because there was like over 50 projects. So OMB and OOC are still working on issuing out business numbers. So since you received that approval in July, you probably won't get it until the end of October, maybe the end of October.
Did we get ours? We had a business unit member back in March.
Yes, Ms. Jim, we received our business unit back in June. What's the current status on that
For Shonto.
for Shonto?
Shonto Hotel, you should already have had that money. You should be working with DCD on that, or DE Economic Development on that one. That one was already given. Yes, because that one was approved in April. You got your money in June, which was 2 months. So yes, you should be working with Economic Development on that one. They're your administrative oversight for the Shonto Hotel.
Okay, just checking.
Since you have your business unit, you can put that on your contracts.
Yes,
I have another question.
there's another question here.
This is Darlene again, Darlene Pino, Naatsis'aan Chapter Vice President. What's the status with regards to the IDIQs? I thought and also I know that some of these projects sub-recipients. So could you update us on that? Thank you.
Chair, everyone, the IDIQ project is from DCD. The IDIQ was to hire for your non-certified chapters. So they had their own meetings on that. And only if the certified chapters wanted the IDIQ's assistance, they would have to put it in writing that they're going to use the project managers from the IDIQ to do that. They needed to put that in writing. And other than that, I just know that they already had some meetings set with chapters to go over that. And then you only need the risk assessment and the subrecipient agreement. If you are a certified chapter who wish to do the project on your own with your own staff people. If you want to use the IDIQ, then they were doing all that for you. Chair?
Thank you, Ms. Jim. Any other questions or comments? There's no hand up on our end, so thank you for the information. I think this the Excel spreadsheet you have, it'll be informational to all the chapter officials here, NOST chapter officials. So at what point can you give us an update again when these things get moved up or moved along?
Chair, when we get the business units from OMB, OOC, usually comes from OMB. When we get the business units, we put it in a memo and we send it out to the delegate and the chapters. We let them know, here's your project, here's their amount, and here's your business unit. That's the way they know when they can run with their project. They can put that business unit on their contracts. But we don't have any of those business units as of today. So we will let you know when you can do that. So, but yes, we do put it in the memo. We send it to all the chapters and we send it to the delegates. Chair?
Okay, thank you. The other information that would be useful to us would be if some of these projects close out or when they're completed, that'll be good information from on our side too.
Yes, we're currently not working with any chapters on closeouts just yet, but we will be getting there because we do need to report when a project is done. if there's any money left over, if they went over anything like that. So we're going to be working on closeouts here shortly.
Okay. I know that, I forgot what day it was to, all these projects are supposed to be encumbered. Is that still the conversation on that site?
Yes, it is. If you go to our website, frf.navajo-nation.gov, I believe you have 8 months. There's a countdown calendar on there, and it's counting down. It's at 8 months now. You have 8 months to get all these encumbered. And there's some delegates that are pushing for an earlier deadline. So the projects that are not completed, the projects that I don't think they're gonna see done, they wanna get all the money back together and reallocate it to different projects. There are some delegates that are pushing that legislation.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Jim, any
Thank you.
questions? So, there's another question by Madam Vice President from Shonto.
Who handles the overage of the money? Is this gonna stay with DCD or somebody else? The leftover funds.
Can you?
Oh. Sorry.
Hello, can you hear me? My question was, what happens, you mentioned that if the money isn't used, they would go back to whatever pot they were in. Do you know who would be handling the amount that wasn't used for the, I guess, the money that was allocated to the delegates?
Chair, Madam Vice President, if you look in CJN 2922, the resolution that gave the delegates the 8.8 million, if you read in that legislation, there's a contingency fund already set in place. There's a construction contingency fund that's already there. So any money that's not used will either be put into that account and then reallocated. But it's already set in CJN 2922.
Okay. Thank you. I think we need to revisit that again. The CGN 99, 29, 22. I can't have Ms. Jim only to reporting, Nagi. We just have our fingers crossed on way over here at the side of the reservation. We're at the very end, the most remote area here at Naatsis'aan. So any visitation from your office is greatly appreciated on this side of the reservation. With this information, that would be good.
I'm available, or any of my staff, we are available. So if you all need us to come out, just give us a date and a time, which is good for you. Give us enough time so we can book the room and do all the travel. Because yes, you are remote, you are far, it is a drive. I've been out there a few times and it's Apikin a few times. So yes, we know where it is. So just let us know. We'll be glad to provide some technical assistance. And just put it in writing, send it to our boss. Mr. Patero is my boss. You can email him and let him know that you want us out there on whatever day, and we can do that for you. So on that, and y'all have a good day. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Jim. Have a wonderful day too, thank you for the report. Moving down to number 2. NOST Regional Transportation Update, Department of Transportation. Anyone available for the report?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. This is Margie Bouguet from Navajo DOT Planning Department.
interesting to hear everyone online and listening to your reports that are being provided. Ado for letting Navajo DOT know that you had a scheduled meeting today. I'll be honest from the beginning. I was just provided the information to attend and to see what you're picking up on your 4 chapters meetings again. I do recall prior to the pandemic that this meeting was basically ongoing with a lot of participants and what all go. But this is my first meeting virtual in a very, very long time, in years actually. So to begin with, excuse me. Doshehana Senigi Sheyaha again Margie Begayan Shia Ado Twohet leaning a Schlido Asher Bashchin Kia Anidash Chedo de Betlejan de Chanel Ado Wheatfields dan also Holia Ado Eyahad Nasha. For the past 2 days, I've been at Shiprock, assigned out there to do a booth, sit man a booth at the office of the president and vice president's tent. Naatsis'aan at I guess I consume a lot of dust, so I had a little throat issue here, but nevertheless, I'll see what we can do here. So again, I do thank you. It just says Department of Transportation. Department of Transportation, Navajo Division of Transportation is very large. We do have the property, NDOT property that is under division. We have airports. We have roads department. We have our planning department. We have project management. We do have the highway safety. We have Department of the Engineering, the executive office, as well as for the past year plus now is the Navajo Nation Transit System. So all of that is under Navajo Division of Transportation. And I'm just this little piece from the planning department, but I will take any questions or concerns and I will write that up and move those out to the departments that will need to address those areas. But nevertheless, from our planning department, we have worked with Delegate Herman Daniel 4 chapters prior to the pandemic on quarterly base. I would schedule a meeting and invite all of you, all of the 4 chapters out, and we will constantly be giving updates. And of course, since the pandemic, that hasn't, we haven't done that. But nevertheless, there are reports that are sent to agency chapters, which I did in September, before your agency council meeting that took place over at the Coal Mine Canyon last month. So out of that, I did forward you the 2023 project summary, which is a Q4 report that I sent to you all. The agency council president, the vice president, the secretary, I have them in the email. Thereafter, I have chapters. An example, Oljato at Navajo chapters. I sent those out. So with that, whomever receives your email at your local chapters, those are the individuals that I kindly ask that copies are made and distribute to the chapter leadership. With that said, again, the 4 quarterly reports for Western Agency is on it starts on page 48, as I indicated in the email. it talks about Western Agency completed projects. And in the Q4, there were no projects complete under the 4 chapters that's meeting today. However, projects under construction is N16, Inscription House. So with that, you will find that information on your page 51. It has N16, Inscription House. If you don't have the report in hand, I'll just read off what we have in that report. But when you get your copy, you can go to your page 51, and that's where the N16 Inscription House has. Project description. This project includes a 1.5 mile of 6-inch subgrade preparation, road reconditioning, 24 feet of aggregated base, 5 inches thick, 22 feet in double course chip seal, fog seal, permanent signage, drainage improvements, and 1 culvert cleanout. 2 miles of the project length include maintenance of an existing chip seal using a single course chip seal repair, 2 culvert replacement, and 1 culvert relocation. Total project 3.3 to 5 miles. Project status. As of August 15, 2023, this project is almost complete. Final inspection is still being determined. The project overview for this red is project N16, route number N16, total length 3 to 5 miles. Chapter under Inscription House, Ts'ah, County Coconino, Agency Western. Construction fund source, road fund from 2020. Coconino County, 25%. Construction amount, $900,000. Contractor, CB Emulsion. Navajo DOT project manager is Donald Jackson. Estimated complete date is September 2023, or to be determined. That's what is within slated and noted for N16 under Ts'ah as a project under construction. Thereafter, we go on to projects preparing for construction. And within Q4, there is not one for the 4 chapters that are meeting. However, there's also projects and designs that you will see on page 56. There's numbers of listing with road number, chapters, who the project managers are going to be, scope of work, funding source, and proposed project budget. And out of this listing, we do have N221 Shonto. Project manager is going to be Wayne Williams, and scope of work is going to be paving dirt road. Funding source is going to be under TTIP, Tribal Transportation Improvement Program. And project proposing budget is going to be $8.5 million. That is written in your Q4 report from Navajo DOT for Western Agency, but I've only read what we have for the 4 chapters that's meeting there. Do we have any questions for what I've mentioned? Sir?
Hold on real quick. Go ahead.
Thank you, Shimon, or reporting live. I'm looking out to the audience who has their hand up. Any questions, comments?
Did we get emails on that? Because I haven't seen it.
Okay,
Can we get emails on it?
okay, I'm looking at my Western Lazy City Council, the email that you sent us. I'm gonna share it with
Absolutely, sir.
Dillard here. I'll send it to the NOST Regional Council.
Absolutely. And again, when you do, it's I believe I forward that on 9/17. And when I did that, I do have all your 4 chapters that I sent that to. But yes, do forward that to them again, and they can take view of that themselves.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
We have a question.
Okay.
Lady Ts'ah, she's there.
My name is Darlene Pino, Naatsis'aan Chapter Vice President. Do kujit NOS region, the Vice President N.O.S.T. The roads here in Navajo Mountain area, we are in 2 states, Arizona to Utah. Although when due to weather, road damage, I'm hoping she's Navajo.
Yeah.
Okay. We have canyons here in Navajo Mountain area. Road damage, like huge boulders. But a dirt road at the muscle. It's impassable. It's challenging to pass. How that set the you and stars the bit they need got. Although being having the Navajo Mountain boundary has the in the 2 states. We have San Juan County out in Arizona, out in the Navajo Nation. I should have could I was in Ashada in the 8 years at Ishla here in Navajo Mountain area. The 18 Khela is a Yata Halia Khela San Juan County that Navajo Nation that I quite always and a hazard. How that the Hajo Nahato Kato Hajo did the way at the chapter to the email the 18 do 8 hidden Nahasa Ledo 18 San Juan County Argentine was bedicted the Jogot Otta Nikiche Adasashi and Habo it's a cocaine had all the damage it got the Hajibichihoton Naita phone numbers at the contact information at the Halon Body. According to Kadea at Hin Dutch one lane delegates which in Tahila told email that they I don't know how Hanaya hot over listen Dalish, which is good too. The Aqua chapter he never mountain because Anagiti the contact information the Halon Shinjun and Soyan hot over answers cancel additional. Although the Navajo Canyon, Kushina Hayata Abba, Mr. Gary Silversmith, Hayata Ade, Bayada Silti, Bayada Stiana with Delto, Washi Bayati, Ajasto, and Hibinasa Ketahata down in the canyon. 6332, the Shay and 8A and Lay Kabito Ajin, 98. Is it 98?
To page, Highway 98.
Yeah, Highway 98, Ado area, Basa, they go down into the canyon. That's the only entrance and exit. Because Anna and Aja. Ado here, Navajo Mountain area, just Paiute canyon. After Aja, we have our students, though we have our seniors across the canyon, they pay Misa Ajit Ajitabavano. Kokorobos down in the canyon, but little wood only to pick up the students. Okay, I used the Baba on it, and that due to weather late, such a Hamasi, the Shini, get up. A cold craggy, did be had ordered the Sada Arkani, me, Niso, Hela Pichi, I is Italian. Ada besa shi hashni labeta tete akodi besa vedet khela is sato ikene to de sati thinche da hado lihla jo khage gi sto be filis chali ago abon haba hone za do khodo ako khagin hitanen ke klapsi da khagi klapsi menyo ya dad le shok yo khethin eti thine aje bedet la aje ya nadnish ya nadadnish to aje cheta hos inigi chot oden ki klapsi menyo da ta bakao ako ana khapa honetza ato the emergency da we had the emergency declaration the monsoon atlo zik kudia isen atini tan dachkom ako benashedishne the hat order the quarterly report andas higito maybe perhaps put some type of a manual together for us in a booklet. Naatsis'aan the kanakilfas ki banners 18 hi the atkin ajabedet edotin hin hidet edo although the last thing is that the process what is the process here at the chapter when people need road clearance or road fixing maintenance. Kodo chapter di NOST to kodo resolution di khahane to arinda NOST hinte na kodo. However, some of these are big projects, road construction. E kwake ya khado na isa bahal jisto khila isa basanda ki delegates isa basanda kodo hashin so project hashin na ba to lese to hashin zago atkin acha to lihi to da haslejo da to lihi jokat elkota o bansas keso do da na dis keto ba hasti to lihla here.
Yeah, Darlene, for your questions and your concerns. That is from the east to the west, south to the north of our great Navajo nation. When I take off my hat, I still live out in wheat fields across Navajo. But Darlene, if you recalled, I believe you and I have spoke a few times. We've been out to Navajo Mountain, Naatsis'aan, former leadership capacity we have worked with, working with the chapter manager, chapter CSC, the 15 miles rope lading service still stands for chapters across Navajo. And yes, there are concerns in regards to certain areas of Kut'anigi. I will go to the canyon, the Navajo Canyon, Bidananigi, off of 98 Navajo Route 6532. Adigi, that was your biggest concern months ago. I scheduled that. Our principal engineer, I sent out there for a schedule. Yourself or whomever you had designated, did not meet the person. However, the assessment was made. Thereafter, we communicated, and then I went out there myself again. and with Mr. Ferdinand Todachitni and the other operator, there is no way that a huge equipment is going to be able to go down that canyon to pick up and to move all that because of the large equipments. We have provided that information. So off of Highway State Route 98, the grader goes a certain amount of miles. Right now, BIA is picking up that area. Off of there, that's where Navajo DOT has in its 15 miles, only to the top of the canyon. And because of the deep canyon, the walls, that's as far as that grader is going, and they'll turn around and they'll continue to blade other areas. The 6332 is right now under Kaibito, chapters 15 miles. I have spoke with chapter leadership there, and I kindly requested that they continue to keep that because there's a need there. They're taking care of that in that area. Hayu Canyon is another, as well as we've been out there, we've gone down to the bottom, we've got across, we've drove other routes across the canyon, coming back out at Shonto. We've done that. And you're correct, there are some people way out off roads and there are needs. Yes, if there's a home, there's always there are children there. Or if a mother is expecting, you just generally have an idea of how long that child is going to be going to school with different needs. And then our elderly, and the majority of us that live quite ways from the nearest highway, we choose to live where we choose to live. And I feel for those individuals across Navajo. And to the top of the canyon, Paiute Canyon, that's as far as they blade. And that's within your resolution, your chapters, 15 miles regional routes. You have that in your resolution there. And yes, the area where you're at, where your community is at, yes, it's in two different states. So on the Navajo side, we've provided you all maps that says there's a legend on the side. I always say, take view of the legend on the side. The baka, the black markings are the BIA. The orange markings are the yellow, or the orange markings are tribal routes. And then if they're green, they're county routes, and so on. That tells you who the owners of those routes are. No residential routes are on those maps because residential routes are not within the road inventory system. That's how you can read that those maps that we have provided. Yes, going on these roads, there are boulders, or there's all of these things, and it's really hard to get those moved. So there's got to be some sort of maybe an agreement or something of who's going to be able to do that. And of course, there's always liability. Liability issues. The Clubsy manual for information purpose Okotat Enigi, we have gone across Navajo as far as providing a lot of information on the road inventory process, the long-range transportation plan. When you say process of certain things, Okot Enigi, we've provided that. I do recall the last one that we did was at Ts'ah. We were there, and I was there, and we provided that information there. Myself and Miss Leanne Roy, we provided that information. Sorry to say that we had a very small turnout, but that doesn't mean that we cannot schedule again. If you wish to do this for your chapter, for you and your officials, and the Tlepsi, if you have, we can schedule that at your chapter, and then you can go from there. If there's nothing wrong with a refresher, if you have already attended this, we can always schedule that, and we can just give us a day. I mean, these presentations are very lengthy. At that time, we can do additional review of your 15 miles rope lading service. We can take it from there. And I can only try to get numbers of who to contact for emergency services from the BIA, and maybe just do a one sheet and send that to you guys. And I believe we've done that before. I do understand, totally understand what you're saying as far as inclement weather time, and you need expediting services. One way in to Navajo Mountain, one way out. I understand that, and you there at the local level, you all know your situations there. I know because I've driven that road. It's just a one way in, a one way out, and there's so much. Sometimes you think about it. How do you move this? How can this happen? So, but everything starts with a chapter. We're here to provide materials. We're here to provide you tools within these presentations. And then if it's not followed, then 5 years from now, we're still speaking to the same thing. But nevertheless, that's what planning department can do with you. And then after that, there's so much data that needs to be collected in order to suffice a project. And then, of course, that goes out of our hand and it goes to other departments or other entities. And you always want a partner, because right now, with the cost of everything, after the pandemic, everything has skyrocketed with costs of oil, cost of metal, cost of steel, all of these things. It's just outrageous. Our Tribal Transportation Improvement Program projects have incurred additional dollars to those projects. And sometimes, will this ever get done? These type of things. So I understand exactly what you're saying. So, but what you can do, come Monday, I already have schedules. I already have a schedule Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Maybe on Thursday, you can give me a call at my office. I'm going to read off the phone number, and you can call me at the office, and we can start looking at a date to schedule presentation with your chapter if you wish to do that. So here it goes, and I'll put that in the chat, the number. It's area code 505-371-8312, directly to my desk. Or you may email me. Again, I believe you already have that, but it's simply mbgay@navajo.dot, which is one word, .org. And I'll put that in the chat as well. So that is what I have in response to your question, Darlene, and I thank you. Sir, Mr. Small Canyon,
Thank you for
anything else?
reporting it, Ms. Pino. She's served left or fried bread. He has kano chili beans.
Oh
So
my
she's
God. Oh my God. Don't tell me that right now. Enjoy your lunch, you all.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, fresh fried bread here. Thank you, Elan. We always appreciate you coming up, Margie.
Absolutely, sir.
You're one of the few important people in Winter Rock that comes out our way. And recently, the young lady that spoke, Arpa,
Hmm.
I mean, we appreciate those kind of visits. And Jonia, though, that yo isn't Bahiran, it's in Korea. I don't hear some lady reporting.
Absolutely, sir. Just want to elaborate in addition to the 4 chapters there, your 15 miles road blading service, again, it's still just a flat blade. We want improvements, maybe of a chip seal or something else needs. And remember, please remember that compliance is a big hindrance to any improvement. And I'm really hoping that that's a discussion that you guys are sharing at your local level. Way back when the 15 miles road blading service, when it came in, the chapter is supposed to have the responsibility of the clearance, so that after the clearances are done, then we can move towards improvement. There's just, a few chapters that have done that within the last decade. So we all need to remind ourselves that that is a must as well. I do understand chapters don't get a whole lot of monies, but there's just, we somehow we got a partnership in order to meet these hindrance of costs. And it's been a long day for you all. So I want to say that much. But I do see in your agenda that you do have scheduled upcoming meetings. Your next regional meeting and so forth. So please do keep me in the loop. And if there's anything that we can provide, I'll just utilize that. I just want you to know also that there is a resolution that's been given me in regards to the resolution that you guys have on your agenda. And I will move that to our division director. Again, this was just a copy for me, and it was just handed to me to attend. So for future, maybe just keep me in the loop of your meetings. Thank you so much, and you all have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Mr. Gay. We'll certainly do that. If you have a comment, Mr. President.
Thank you, Ms. Begay, for providing the report. Got a quick question regarding winter preparedness and winter preparation. So I put in a request to NDOT to get the brushes on the side of the road of N16 to be cleared out. I just wanted to make sure that we have that as the thought or the forefront thought process for our region, because again, like Ms. Pino stated, that we're the only one, we only have one road coming into Navajo Mountain. So with that, we also share that road with Ts'ah. So
Right.
having that the road maintained and cleared, and having the road graded as well, not graded, but at least snow plows readily available for this community. Because again, being that they're in the most rural area, and during the past winter snowstorm that had occurred, it was detrimental to this community, because we're out here surviving, trying to get out to our appointments, getting out to other locations to gather supplies. And so having these roadways maintained and cleared in a safety and a responsible manner, I think that should be the highest priority of the NDOT department in ensuring that there's a routine or a schedule that is maintained, and the special adherent, I guess, special care should be taken and accounted for these rural areas. Thank you.
Absolutely, Mr. Curley. Mr. Curley, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what I like to say is when you're putting your information into a resolution, if you may, address N16 to BIA and provide me a copy, and I will do a support from our Navajo DOT section. Reason being is the paved route right now of N16 is the full responsibility of Western Agency BIA. So I can note that. And when I put my notes together on this, I like to tell Mr. Henry Begay that he should be looking out for a concern letter or a resolution in regards to what you just noted, and we can go from there. But I will keep that in the loop as well, and I will just do a courtesy copy over to our Navajo DOT Roads Department as well. Because once an emergency is declared, the main trunk of the community routes, the main outlets are the first ones that are touched. If there is a mowing scheduled within this month or the next month from BIA, I will make sure that I CC you on that as well. That I can do, Mr. Curley.
Thank you, Ms. Begay. Yeah, Mr. Curley gave a thumbs up.
Okay. Okay, wonderful. So, Mr. Chair, after my reporting, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go tend to my four-legged creatures as well.
Okay. Thank you for your report, and certainly you're excused.
Wonderful. Again, wish you all a wonderful day. Be safe out there, and I guess all of you guys there and myself, we're not at the Shipwreck Fair right now, so I do hear that there's one upcoming in the Western Agency. You all be safe there as well. Hagona.
Hagona. Okay, moving on down the agenda to number 3, Navajo Mound High School update. Mr. Ryan Carlson, Navajo Mound High School rep. You have the floor. See on there. It appears that Mr. Carlson's not online, so we'll jump down to number 9. For those, number 9, resolutions, action items. Could I email Oljato, please email resolutions to NOST Secretary. Sponsor representative must be present.
She's online.
Okay. Number 1, Mr. Secretary, can you read the resolution to the record, please?
NOST Regional Council, resolution of the NOST Regional Council, NOST 2023-280-001. Approve and support the need of all Navajo Nation fairs to be wheelchair accessible and compliant with accessibility standards as outlined in the Americans with Disabilities Act, and urge the Navajo Nation Fair committees, the Fair host chapters, and the Health, Education, and Human Services Committee of the 25th Navajo Nation Council to pass a legislation to appropriate funds for these improvements. Sponsored is by Nicole Curley. She's online.
Okay. I'm gonna try to do the motion first. Okay. Motion by Madam Vice President from Shonto, Marcia Diaz, and second by Madam President from Naatsis'aan, Patricia Blackmore. Any questions or comments on this resolution? There's none. Let's I'll give a few minutes to the sponsor by Miss Nicole Curley. You have the floor.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So I created this resolution and pretty much want to seek to raise awareness about the urgent need for change and to encourage the Navajo Nation government, the Navajo Nation Fair Committee, and local chapter fair hosts to allocate resources, secure funding, and develop a strategic plan for ensuring universal accessibility across the Navajo Nation. So I was just recently at the a few chapters. I am trying my best to I guess get this resolution passed. And I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I'm out here in Grand Canyon, so can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello? Oh, okay. Because I have like a few bars.
We can hear you. Don't let the bars get in the way. We can hear you on this side.
Okay, so all right, and if you guys could join us in advocating for a future where every individual, regardless of our abilities, can access and enjoy the culture, social, and economic opportunities the Navajo Nation offers. Together, we can build a more inclusive and accessible community that leaves no one behind. Sorry I couldn't be able to do a presentation, but if you guys have any other questions, I'm here. Well, I'm trying to be here as far as the service out here.
She done? Okay. So you're done? Are you done with the presentation?
Yeah. It's just as far as this resolution, I'm just speaking on behalf of my other colleagues. We put this organizations together. So I'm just on my behalf, I figured to see if I could get this resolution passed on the NOST. And yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Curley. There's a question on this side. The question is status of petition. That's the question.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Let me give the mic to the person that's asking.
Oyate, Mrs. Darlene, Pino Naatsis'aan Chapter Vice President, and also the Vice President for NOST. I am understanding that you're the one that was collecting petition at the Western Agency meeting. If so, what's the status of the petition? How many names in support of your resolution? Okay.
So far, I believe we probably got a good 3 passed resolutions. And we also did get invited to the Western Agency Council meeting in December. As far as the petition signatures, we have an online petition going around about 2,400 signatures so far. But as yesterday, I was at Shiprock Fair, and I advocate out that way for us, and I probably got about 80 signatures. So as far as the petition, I am trying my best to go around every chapter to get as much and many signatures, and just pretty much voice this concern. And I'm just trying my best on my end, as well as other colleagues.
Thank you. If there's no other questions or comments, we'll put the motion to vote. Mr. Secretary, can you do the roll call vote, please?
Okay. For all those in favor, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in favor. Oppose, abstain, 0, 0, chair not voting.
Thank you for the roll call vote. So the motion carries 6-0.
Oh, 6-0.
So the vote was 6 in favor, 0 opposed, 0 abstention, chair not voting. Okay. Moving down to number 2, resolution number N.O.S.T 2023-280-0028. We don't have one. So moving on to number 10, next N.O.S.T Regional Council meeting, FY 2024, Saturday, mark your calendar. January 6, 2024. Hosted by Oljato chapter. Moving down to 11, announcements. Mr. Secretary,
The announcements. NOST meetings, Saturday, January 6, 2024 in Oljato chapter. Saturday, April 6, 2024 is in Shonto Community Governance. Saturday, July 6, 2024 is at Apikin. And B's upcoming chapter meetings, we have the Naatsis'aan chapter planning and regular meetings are to be determined.
16.
The 16th.
October 16. Monday.
The 16th is the planning meeting. Okay.
And the 22nd is on Sunday is the regular meeting.
The 22nd is the regular meeting for Naatsis'aan. Oljato and Oljato planning and regular meetings are to be determined. Shonto Community Governance Executive Planning Board is to be determined. Shonto Community Governance Council in Ts'ah is to be determined. Apikin chapter planning meeting is on November 6, 2023 at 10 a.m. and the Apikin regular chapter meeting is on October 9, 2023 at 10 a.m. And November 13th at 10 a.m. Back to you, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Ts'ah. Good old SCG, the planning meeting, our administration's proposing to reschedule our planning meeting and our Council of Naatsis'aan meeting. So they're asking October 23rd on the planning meeting, the 23rd to 27th. Am I seeing this right? Yeah. Okay, meeting. I don't think you start doing Jane Tragi. Okay, item moving down to the next. Before we adjourn, I'd like to recognize our veteran. Kuroshitai, he served U.S. Marines. Just Army just served you, Mr. Drake. Although, Bigay, yeah. So, Mr. Jeff Bigay. Although last action item, number 12, adjournment. Sorry, Madam President. Trisha to retire from the Army. I apologize for that. No. Going back to the agenda. Last item on the agenda is adjournment. Hey, motion, Eli. One at a time. Okay, Marsha, first one's at the I don't second. Okay, Patricia. Any questions or comments? Okay, let's put the motion to vote. Mr. Secretary.
Okay, adjourn. All those in favor, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That. Oppose, abstain. That chair, a total 6 in favor, 0 opposed, 0 abstain, with chair not voting.
Okay. Thank you. The motion carries. 6 in favor, 0, 0 opposed, 0 abstention, chair not voting. Thank you. That concludes our meeting.
And at 1:50.
And time is 1:50. PM. Safe travels. I need to Shanghai to Texas. So be safe on the road and sanitize your hand. Keep wearing your mask.
Is there another meeting?
All right. Thank you guys for joining. You guys have a wonderful day.
Mm-hmm.